2010 and 2016, and they are still the quarterfinalists of the Olympic Games. They did it in Beijing in 2022. Now, they will have a tough thing because they're facing home team, Team Czechia. But anyway, go along. Number 71, Nicholas Andersen. And number 72, Philip Schultz. The head coach of Team Denmark is Mr. Mikael Gabb. And the assistant coaches, Andras Vilja and Magnus Wenström.
Det var den, der fik i Malmø i Sverige. Jeg kan godt lide den.
A tady je sestava domácího týmu Česka! Brankáři číslo 1 Lukáš Dostal. Číslo 34 Petr Mrázek. První formace číslo 3 Radko Buras. Číslo 36 Jakub Krejčí. Číslo 10 kapitán Roman Červenka. Číslo 64, David Kempf. Číslo 93, Matěj Stronský. A číslo 95, Daniel Voženílek. Čtvrtá formace, číslo 7, David Švaček. Číslo...
Vole, dobrý start. Pojďte, borci, pojďte,
Dámy a pánové, přivítejte na nové ploše domácí tým Česka! Also, please recognize Team Denmark!
On this Wednesday afternoon in Prague, it is Team Denmark against the host side from Czechia at the 2024 World Hockey Championship. Denmark coming off a 2-0 loss to its arch rivals from Norway, while Czechia is coming off a nail-biting 2-1 shootout loss to Switzerland. And the Czechs have had 2 of their first 3 games go past the limit to shootouts. And here are the officials for today's game. The referees are Thomas Ronsky from Slovakia, Andre Schrader from Germany, the linesman Kevin Morganti from the United States, Anders Nyquist from Sweden. And mysteriously and suddenly here in Prague, more than 18,000 people weren't feeling well enough to go to work or school this afternoon. They want to watch Radim Rulik's Czech team. Rulik, first year as the head coach of the Czech national team, coached their national junior team the last 2 years. And Michael Goth was quite defiant after the loss to Norway, said he thought his team was the better club. But they're 1-2 now, and probably have to win 3 of the last 4 to have any shot at a quarterfinal spot. Teams have split the last 4 meetings. All 4 have gone to shootouts. And Denmark's first ever Olympic appearance in 2022 saw them play their first game in the Olympic hockey competition against the Czechs. They beat them 2-1. 13 members of that Danish team who played in Beijing are here at this World Championship. Starting in goal For Czechia is the man who leads the tournament in save percentage at .979, Lukas Dostal of the Anaheim Ducks. Allowed 1 goal on 26 shots against Switzerland in regulation and overtime. And Frederick Diko, who's been terrific for the Danes, gets the start for them. He's posted a .930 save percentage so far. So their games have been tight and for the most part low scoring in recent years at most levels. And away we go. And the first of 2 today here in Prague in front of another raucous home crowd here at O2 Arena. Joachim Blichfeld plays it back to center ice, and it's knocked back in by Jakub Krejcik. Blichfeld to the line, but not out. Played back in by Krejcik. Czechs were 8th last year, lost to the United States 3-0 in their quarterfinal matchup. Denmark 10th last year. The Danes have been between 9th and 12th in each of the last 6 World Championships. But the loss to Norway puts them in an uncomfortable spot here of having to beat some of the higher ranked teams. They've still got Czechia this afternoon. Switzerland and Finland are among their final opponents. Nicholas Jensen plays that back to center ice. Here's Andre Palat with it. And Palat plays that back in. Czechs won a bronze 2 years ago at the World Championship. That's their only medal in the last 10 years. Last won a gold medal in this tournament in 2010.
Feels different this year at home. The energy for the Czechia team here in Prague. They are a legitimate medal threat in this tournament.
Moved up by Vojanilik for David Kemp. Up for Stransky, busting in, and Stransky moved off the puck. That is Stransky. Scored a power play goal in that game against the Swiss to tie it up. And Stransky walks out of the corner, trying to flip that back in front. Now it's scooped back up by Kemp. And David Kemp on the wraparound. Moves back in front, drops that back to Libor Hayek. And Hayek comes sweeping in. Hayek drops it back off. And Kondratek had that knocked away as it's picked back out. And now Vojanilik with a steal. Long shot, steal by Diko, and the puck goes up and out of play.
It's worth noting that Czechia dressing 1 less than the maximum. Just 19 skaters instead of 20, and they are watching with great interest the Boston Bruins Florida Panthers series, as well as the Carolina Rangers series. And the last 2 nights have not been kind to this Czech team because they have their eyes on potentially Pasternak or Pavel Zacha, or maybe Marty Necas if those series wrap up and those teams happen to lose.
Boston, Carolina staved off elimination. Fleck moves ahead, squeezed there by Matthias Lassen. Marcus Lauritsen plays it back around to Lassen. Back around to Lauritsen. And watch there by Fleck. And his coach, Mikhail Goff, says he wants to see his team push forward more. As that bouncing puck is knocked down by Krejcik. Lead pass for Baranek. And Baranek a long shot, and that was blocked by Philip Brugesser.
That's easy to say in the coach's room, but to do it when you need the puck and the talent, and also don't get mad at me if I mess up while trying to press forward.
Right.
If I make a bad pinch or force a puck that doesn't get through and it goes the other way.
Now Jensen a long shot, and the first stop made by Lukas Dostal.
And like every game that Czechia has played in, it is packed to the rafters. This is a 4 p.m. local start.
Yeah.
So sort of during the workday. And it seems like a lot of these fans were putting a good shift in before the game.
Back at the point, there's Jensen, his shot. Dostal once again makes the glove stop. Lucas Dostal played 44 games for Anaheim this year. A .902 save percentage in his third NHL season. He was the top goalie in the Finnish league back in 2020. He was a third-round pick of Anaheim back in 2018.
And he wasn't guaranteed to be the starter here. We got Peter Mrazek and Karl Vejmelka.
Yeah. Back, that hard shot goes wide. Move back at the point. Brugesser plays that back around. Tomaszek brought down Russell. And Patrick Russell was looking back for a penalty call. Here's Russell with it. Back at the point to Brugesser. He does like to shoot it. Goes the other way, and a long shot by True, deflected wide. Moved back up by Andre Palat. Kubalik went after it. A little cross check there to Jensen. Here's Brugesser back with it. Back goes David Spacek. Leaves that for his partner Kondratek. Now play back around to Spacek, the son of longtime former NHLer Yaroslav Spacek. He was actually born in Columbus when his dad was playing there. Vojnilik sends it back down. Stransky. Back around to Vojnilik. And Vojnilik winds across the top. That little wrist shot deflects into the corner. Now stolen back by Vojnilik. In for count. And Vojnilik works it free behind the Danish goal. Walks back in front. Here's Camp. In comes David Camp. A little backhand shovel pass in front that was knocked away by Jesper Jensen-Abo. In comes Olsen with it. Rink wide he goes. And the puck skips over the stick of Denmark's Mikkel Argaard. Lawson steps back up. Olsen crunched in the corner by Radko Gudas, who, as you might expect, has been right in the thick of things through Czechia's first 3 games. On the net, Fleck trying to work that free. Shield has it back for Vesa with a shot. Vesa had it blocked by Krejcik. A race for the puck. Paranik in on Lawson, but Lawson poked it away to Marcus Lauritsen. Out to center ice, and Matthias Fromm could really scoot. Lost that race to Michael Kempny. Fromm plays that back. Worked back around by Nicholas Jensen. Lead pass to Anderson. Nicholas Anderson winds in. That's picked up by Lucas Sedlak and brought back up by Kempny. Kempny, his second year back in Czechia after a few years in the NHL, won a Stanley Cup with the Washington Capitals.
A really important player in that cup win, John Carlson's partner for that cup run.
He was picked up at the trade deadline in a largely unnoticed deal. I mean, it was hardly talked about. Now, chance in front. Cervenka works in, waits, and shoots. What a stop there by Diko. Kasha back with it. Across he goes to Kondratek. Rink wide pass for Hayek, and now bounces back in behind the goal. Cervenka, flipped by Brugesser. Now Frederick Storm drops that back. Right back in by Nicholas Anderson. And some jousting in front of the 2 benches. Back up Krejcik.
With the 2 benches, there's barely a divider between the 2 of them. If they wanted to, they could get to each other pretty quickly.
Krejcik. Up by Tomaszek. Blichfeld knocks it down for True, and Blichfeld plays it back in. Both Blichfeld and Alexander True had good careers in the Western Hockey League. Blichfeld was the Western Hockey League Player of the Year for Portland. True played 3 years for Seattle in the Western League.
True is enormous out there. Number 11 in the middle, just cruise around. He almost looks like he's got a frame like Keith Primo. He'll play like Keith Primo, but that kind of frame the way he moves.
Camp slides out ahead to Stransky. Wanting in the puck at his feet, knocked away by Blichfeld, and puts it high in the air. And Radko Gudas had to wait for that to come down. Now Marcus Lauritsen back with it. A brisk first period here in Prague. At this hour, Germany playing Latvia in Ostrava. As Fromm busts in with a backhand shot, and Dostal makes a great stop there on Matthias Fromm. Here's Fromm back with it. Brugesser holds and shoots. That goes off the foot of Vojnilik. Shield takes the return pass. She long wrist shot tipped in front. Dostal down. The rebound knocked away by Spacek. Vojanilik spins back and plays that back for Kempney. Up ahead to Kondalik. Shots 3-2 Denmark here in the early going. Jakob Flak lays that down to Kondalik. Plays it back in deep for Flak, who's been an energetic player for the Czechs. Baranek walks that back to Hayek. He was poke checked there by Ogard. And Baranek flips it back down to the Danish zone. As Jensen Abo plays it back around for Oliver Lauritsen, the larger and younger brother of Marcus Lauritsen. And now busting his Molgaard with a chance, kicked away by Dostal. The rebound almost squirted free there. Back at the point, lost it. Marcus Lauritsen shoots, and that's off the blocker of Dostal. Up and out of play. No score here in the first period at the World Hockey Championship in Prague.
No a protože od začátku zápasu platíme naprosto skvěle, tak tady jsou dárky pro vás. Máme tady výšivně. Kdo se tyto musí být pořádně slyšet. Náboj máme dostatek, světelný!
Germany's taken a 1-0 lead on Latvia in Ostrava. Dominic Cahoon has scored. Well, Latvians are likely to come back and force overtime there.
They have played some interesting games, but need to get a result. This probably Latvia-Germany the battle for fourth in Group B.
Top four in each 18 group advance to the quarterfinals. Usually takes 12, 13 points to do it. There have been some years where it's been less, but
They might get a little muddy this year.
well, if the top teams don't dominate,
There's been some overtimes and shootouts, and
of course in IIHF rules, overtime and shootout wins are worth 2 points, not 3. So for the Czechs, it's important to get some 3-point wins under their belt.
it was stunning to hear that the last 4 meetings between these two countries have been decided in penalty shots. You never would think in this tournament that would be the case.
Denmark has one of the strangest stats of any team in this tournament. 12 of their games historically in the World Championship have gone past regulation. None have been settled in overtime. Every single one of them has gone to a shootout.
Really? Park the bus in overtime? You didn't even do that.
Back at the point, Kempney feeds it back across, and a long shot just high and wide from Spacek. Dropped back by Morten Paulsen. Denmark has a wealth of players who have played together for a long time at this level. And of course, qualifying for the Olympics for the first time in 2021. That was their 75th year as a member of the IIHF. They got to the Olympic hockey tournament for the very first time. They beat their arch rivals from Norway in Oslo in Olympic qualifying to do it. Those two countries will be in the same group again in Olympic qualifying in August. Czechia is already in as one of the top 8 countries in the IIHF rankings. Besa banks that back. It's an almost shot that deflects wide. Normally the top 9 advance as Kempney works in. Shoots, that's kicked up by Diko. Picked back up by Camp, feeds that down to Stransky. That bounced away. Now a wraparound try at the side by Vojanilik. Here's Gudas with it. Down to Vojanilik. Here's Camp back with it. Works back in, waits. And Cam plays it back behind the goal. Stransky. Racing to it is David Cam. Taken down by Oliver Lauritsen, no penalty coming. And Camp gives the referee some stink eye.
We'll have to see a replay of that one because he went down with some zest on that potential trip.
Lawson fell, and Marcus Lauritsen quickly plays that head for Blickfeld. Through the middle for Russell. That was knocked away by Krejcik. Russell back on it.
Dostal hasn't cleared that stick out of his crease, or the slot sitting right there, 2 pieces right in front of him.
Here's Russell back with it. Russell threads the pass ahead to True. Krejcik battling there with Russell at the line, helped by Brugesser. Threads that pass ahead to Russell. That discarded stick getting in the way. Now brought out by Kundalik. Picked up by Baranek. Baranek works it back. Spacek shoots at the fucking wide off the skate of Blickfeld.
Diko might have hurt his knee.
He was tangled up there.
Kundalik fell on him awkwardly, and this would be bad news for Denmark.
7.5 to go here in the first.
Ladies and gentlemen, your applause for Fernando Diko. Latino breaks to the official league that look Diko takes drive, and it's also in our virtual mirror. Witness the passion, the skill, and the legendary mix. What a great style, be it lipstick or achieving face. Choose your colors as you like. Christian, yeah, it's you. But then, don't worry, Latina also brings products for you. Second our virtual night, Latina, and find your good self-look on.
Well, Frederick Diko was wincing noticeably during that TV timeout, still is, but he's going to stay in there. There's no penalty on the play.
Kundalik was sort of shoved on top of him, and he fell knee, hip, groin. It's uncomfortable to watch the replay, but Diko,
he was in a very vulnerable position.
Gonna hang in there. Nobody was too worried though. Nobody came down to see him, so
maybe they don't want to know.
Yeah, just please keep playing. 9:30 coming into this game.
And now a penalty coming to Denmark as Oscar Molgaard took down Sedlak. And so we'll now get a power play for the Czechs with 7:14 to go in the first.
So after a similar kind of check was not called on David Kemp, this one on Molgaard gets his
took down.
stick caught up in Cervenka's skate and takes him down. Here's the, oh boy, he gets forced into like a splits. Grabbed right away in his hip groin.
And he is still stretching his leg out during stoppages. So the Czechs are 1 for 9 on the power play. The only goal scored by Stransky in that game against Switzerland, the tying goal. They also allowed a short-handed goal to Norway. Sedlak taking down, another penalty coming.
Same check.
Jensen Abo's going to go. It's going to be a 5-on-3 for Czechia for 1 minute and 50 seconds.
Denmark trying to lead with their sticks, trying to poke pucks away while checking. You have to be so careful because if you put the blade of your stick into the skates of the opponent, they go down. It's a trip. And he goes right underneath the front foot of Sedlak. Sedlak's not diving. He lost the puck. And just gets his feet taken out. So an extended 5-on-3, minute 50. And Diko better hope that groin is warm now.
It's about to get tested.
So we got Kubalik out there. We know he loves to shoot it. One-timers from the near Ovi spot.
Cervenka for the face-off. against Russell. A long 5-on-3 for
Oh
Czechia.
boy, he broke his stick on the draw.
So Russell no stick now. It's like a 5-on-2.5.
Right through 63's feet.
Krejcik for Kasha. Back to Krejcik, a shot. And Diko makes the stop.
I don't love that decision for Krejcik. You have Russell with no stick. You could pop this to Palat so easily, and Russell would never be able to stop you. Except they go to the further point shot, easier pass, but way less dangerous. Like Krejcik, you want to pull that back, knowing you have such an advantage in that moment.
Krejcik plays in this arena for Sparta Prague in the Czech extra leg. And Cervenka wins that faceoff cleanly back to Krejcik. Across he goes to Kubalik, down to Cervenka. Cervenka to Kubalik, across to Krejcik. Kubalik winds and fires, Diko the save. Play back across by Palat, and the puck squeezed out by Russell. Still a minute 20 to go in the first penalty to Denmark. In comes Palat across the line. Drops it back to Kasha. Krejcik, Kubalik. Krejcik, down to Kasha. Krejcik back across. Kubalik taps it back down to Cervenka. Palat parked right in front. Kubalik to Cervenka. Back for Krejcik, has a look, and down he goes to Kasha. Trying to feed that back in front. The pass was blocked by Oliver Lauritsen. Back across, Kubalik shoots, and he pounded that wide. Krejcik back with it. Kubalik to Krejcik, back to Kubalik. A pitching catch, and Krejcik slides it down to Kasha. Cervenka back to Kasha. Feeds it in front for Palat, that was knocked away. Kasha feeds it back, Kubalik. Another shot that was blocked by Russell. 30 seconds to go in the first Danish penalty. Kasha back to Krejcik, shoots, and that's knocked away by Diko, up and out of play.
That's a good save by Diko. Getting across and taking away from Krejcik. They tried it up top, come up and over, then they rotated and went to below the goal line. A couple different looks. Denmark, very nice job sorting it out. Going from a 1-2 almost to a 2-1 and recognizing what was happening.
24 seconds to go in the first penalty to Oscar Molgaard. The puck's been in the Danish end the entire time. This will be Paulson for the face-off against Kemp. Scramble draw goes back to Stransky. Kondratek to Stransky. Tomaszek winds across the top. Tomaszek works in, across it goes. Stransky, a shot, and a save made by Diko.
So he's moving just fine.
Tomaszek knocks down that clearing attempt. Kondratek back for Tomaszek, feeds it across. Stransky shoots. That was blocked by Oliver Lauritsen. First penalty's over. Stransky feeds it back. Kondratek walks in, looking for a tip there by Kemp. The puck goes off his stick and back out. And Molgaard will stay on to kill the last few seconds of this penalty. And the Danes survive a long 5-on-3 for Czechia. And the Czechs had just 2 shots on it officially. And now up to 4. Shots now 7-5 in favor of Czechia. But a missed opportunity there in the first period. If Diko wasn't feeling well before, he certainly tested it out in that minute and 50. Fleck tied up by Lassen. Here's Ogard with it. Rink wide he goes for Olesen. Gets a step on Kempney. Olesen slides that back. Marcus Lauritsen walks right in. Long wrist shot goes off the leg of Kondoleek. Bouncing puck picked up by Ogard. The puck was in his feet. He lost it. And flipped up by Kondoleek. Now Brugesser back with it. And that missed 5-on-3 has taken some of the energy out of this crowd. Although it's hard to stand and cheer the entire time.
Well, if they could, they would do it here.
Kasha bumped there by Brugesser. Andre Kasha brings it back out. But his first year back in Czechia this year for Litvinov. For several years in the NHL. Matthias From. Trying to work that free, stolen in the corner by Sedlak. Feeds it back for Cervenka. He's loose in front. Backhand shot was blocked by Brugesser. And Brugesser plays it back down to the Czech line. Ruta for Palat. Andre Palat goes rink wide. Kubalik shoots off the outside of the goal. Kubalik back with it. Dominic Kubalik became a new father on the opening day of the tournament. His wife gave birth in the morning. He played in the shootout against Finland that night. Blichfeld chips it in, looking for the loose puck. Drew trying to work that freight. Picked up by Spacek. That was knocked down by Russell. Tomaszek plays it back out for Krejcik. And Palat spins that back behind the Czech goal. Later tonight, Switzerland will play Great Britain here. Slovakia will take on Poland in Ostrava, the night game there. In comes Frederick Storm. Storm drops it off for Poulsen. It's bumped by Brugesser and back down the ice. Under 2 to go here in the opening period. Danes will feel fortunate to be tied at this point.
They'll love their opening period. It's been really quite even, other than the 5-on-3, which they killed very nicely, and their goaltender looks very sharp.
Holgaard feeds it to Olsen, spun around by Kempny. The penalty coming out of Czechia. 1:39 to go in the first period, and the Danes will get their first man advantage.
Si malinko protáhnout obličeje, procvičit mimiku a pojďte nám ukázat. Přesně takhle by to mělo vypadat. Jak umíte naplnit tyto útoky kody. Viděli jsme, jak vyplazený jezdíček bylo dávno, tady jeden zamyšlený fanoušek možná ani neměl doma. Že už vám zvolí, jak je to skvělé. Přesně takhle to má vypadat. Mezitím se na halu rozjíždí Mexická vola, až se tu nepadla
No score here, 1:39 to go in the first period. The Danes will go to the power play. They're 1 for 13 so far. Joachim Blichfeld scored their opener on the power play against Austria.
He's the shooter, 86, plays in Obi's office. Doesn't move around too much, but he can really shoot it.
Off the face-off was won by Sedlak. There's Gudas who backhands that right beside the net down the ice.
Good battle on your backhand to take it up the middle.
Brugesser, the quarterback of the Danish power play, goes rink wide to Blichfeld. Drops it back to Olesen for Blichfeld. Welcome Blichfeld. Played in the Swedish League for Vaclo this year. Blichfeld works it back in front. They scored! Tipped home by Christian Vesa. A power play goal gives Denmark the 1-0 lead late in the first period.
Starts in the neutral zone. Strange decision by Andre Kasher to dive at the puck carrier at the red line. He leaves the right wing lane wide open, which allows easy access and entry for Denmark, and they're able to set it up. And we talk about Blichfeld and the way he shoots the puck. He just waiting for Weisse to get down there, and he snaps it so quickly. Now Kempny might be out there killing penalties. He's in the penalty box, head up the whole way, and that is a rocket through traffic. Kayak, no chance at all for Dostal. That was humming in the air. Second goal for Weisse. He scored against Canada as well.
Yeah, Weisse played for Fishtown in the German DEL this year. They made it all the way to the German League final this season.
First time he should be wearing the fishbowl instead of the cage then. As he hurt his face in the pre-tournament comps, and he's wearing the cage on. But what a start. The big kill and a response on their own power play for Denmark.
For the team that beat Czechia at the Olympics in 2022 in their Olympic hockey debut, the first game they ever played in the Olympic hockey competition. So the Danes with the lead. Palat, rink wind he goes, and a quick chance by Ruta, and now a huge collision here. Tomaszek was sent in to Diko, who is again slow to get up.
Lawrenson involved.
Oh boy, and the Danes are hot about this. Diko's been bowled over a couple of times here in the first period. Oliver Lawrenson, the hulking defenseman, was involved as well.
Question is, how hard was he pushed in there? It's almost like he was going in there anyways and then was pushed in there harder by Lawrenson. Like, Tomaszek doesn't really put himself in a spot to stop.
And Mikhail got this.
Yeah, I think he's seeing what I'm seeing. Like, he was going to hit Diko regardless, and then he hit him that much harder with big Lawrenson on his back, crashing into the net, and Diko and everything else. Doesn't look like there's even going to be a penalty at this at all.
Tough to call that goal interference, isn't it? I mean,
with Lawrenson piling in from behind, it is. But I think Tomaszek did very little to avoid that collision. And Lawrenson has to get off the ice. He's bleeding on his jersey, so that will probably mean
he'll need a new one.
If someone sees it, they'll probably have to make him get off the ice.
So the other
here
day,
we go. He's going to get. Yeah. I think the linesman just saw it.
Someone had to switch numbers the other day, actually. I think for Czechia, wasn't it?
Well, we had Diko Hischier go from 13 to.
Oh, it was Hischier, Switzerland, yeah.
To 9, 49, whatever he was wearing.
Off the face-off, Diko holds that.
We had Kazastul going 49 to 9 as well when he was bleeding. So we've had a couple jersey swaps.
38 seconds to go here in the period.
And you know what we like to say, Gordon, when you're having a good period and you get to the tail end of it, you got to get to the intermission. You have to get up 1-0.
Get this thing to the dressing room. Camp for the face-off against Poulsen. Camp wins it cleanly. Krejcik, long shot, tipped in front. Diko quickly smothers that.
So Poulsen is a lefty. He digs in righty on this face-off.
Right.
Turning it over, which you can do as we take one more look at the goal. Visa comes from the top of the circle. Hayek sees him late. See the double shoulder check from 55, Hayek in the middle. He doesn't quite spot the guy on the back door until it was too late to get to him or even get in the shooting or passing lane.
Puck control by Denmark off the face-off. Oliver Lawrenson plays it around at the line. It's held by Hayek. Long shot by Bojanovic, kicked out by Diko. Now Ruta skips one wide. Bouncing puck in front, knocked down there by Vesa, but it's picked free by Camp. Camp goes back to the point to Ruta. Final seconds of the period. Shot, score! Ruta from the point sneaks it through. And with 7.9 seconds left in the period, the Czechs have tied it.
They were not able to get it to the intermission. As Ruta, the drag and pull, great screen by Stransky. And when you're smaller than the guy you're going in against, as he is against Lawrenson, he gets into the body early, hits him on the way in, so he establishes position, and then Ruta just has to drag it through the pile and find the shot on net to even things up. And all of a sudden, the Czech team that would have been pretty quiet in the dressing room is full of belief and energy once again.
Jan Ruta finished his 7th NHL season this year with San Jose. He won a couple of Stanley Cups with the Tampa Bay Lightning and was a really underrated and important player for the Lightning.
He's another, a lot like Tampa guys like Chernak, a rugged, physical guy, plays hard, makes life miserable. Don't think of it for offense, but he'll take it right now.
So the Danes open the scoring on a power play goal by Vesa, but with under 8 seconds to go in the period, Czechia ties it up on the goal by Ruta. 1-1 the score after one. Our first intermission coming up.
Fantastická střela Jana Rutia.
Důležitý gol. Potřebujeme víc lepší, vole. Víc energie.
the passion, the skill, and the legendary mix. What a great song.
Yes, Jensen over 2 minutes penalty for gripping at 12:57. Just surpassed by something.
Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up.
The starting six team.
Good, Ollie! Yes, ma! Sticks down, boys! Sticks down, watch the blue! Stay out there! Stay out, don't push him in! It's over! All good! Hey, all good, Bushi! No penalty, face off inside, buddy, are you okay? Your guy, okay? It was your guy! No penalty on a play! Good! Skate, Ollie, skate! Great job, man, great kill!
Playing at full strength. Jensen over 2 minutes penalty for gripping at 12:57. Just surpassed for gripping at 12:57. Just surpassed by some. Yes, Jensen over 2 minutes penalty for gripping at 12:57. Just 2 minutes penalty for gripping at 12:57. Just surpassed by some.
Takže tady si velká gratulace všem spoluhráčům a těšíme se na další mistrovství a především pochopitelně ty výkony směrem k roku 2026, kdy vás pevně doufám čeká olympiáda. Dámy a pánové, legenda českou parahokeje, kapitán národního týmu Radek Zelinka. Nesmírně cenné setkání a opravdu úhlavný příběh celého parahokejového výběru, který získal bronz. Doufám, že národní tým se musí vyjednat napodobit ten medaillový zisk. Ta cesta je ale ještě nesmírně dlouhá. My jsme se zeptali i tom, co pro ně znamená české hokejové šílenství.
Jako pro každého malého kluka, tak po fotbale hokej byla naše nejoblíbenější hra.
Tak dneska už jenom vzpomínku.
Vlastně od 15 let znám jenom hokej.
Hokej pro mě znamená strašně moc, jsem sportem posedlý, závislý.
Tak jsem odpoledne odehrál fotbalový zápas a hned jsem běžel na stanici večer chytat hokej.
V podstatě celý starý národňák hrajeme hokej a je to fantastické.
Well, quite an interesting game is being played in Ostrava as well. The past medalists for the 2023 IIHF World Championship are playing each other, and Team Germany is in lead 2-0 against Latvia. We will see if things will change in the second period, but now back to Prague. Home team is playing Denmark. Vracíme se zpátky do Pražské arény. Čeká nás druhá třetina utkání Česko-Dánsko. A pojďme se podívat na to nejzásadnější z první třetiny, včetně šatňáčů.
Pojďme, borci, pojďme! Kraňa, svoj taky.
Domácí tým Česka! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the arena, Team Denmark.
Dobita Reifel
Vidět Pastrňák asi velké přání hokejového národa, ale jedno jméno je pro nás v tuto chvíli asi nejdůležitější. A to je Jan Ruta, který na konci první třetiny vyrovnal stav utkání. Tak pojďme tady našim borcům poslat sílu do třetiny druhé. Česko, jste tady!
Lucas Dostal allowed 1 goal on 6 shots in that opening period as Denmark took a 1-0 lead, but then with 7.9 seconds left, Jan Ruta beat Fredrik Diko, who had a busy first period in more ways than one. He faced a long 5-on-3, got pulled over a couple of times. So 1-1 is the score. Just to correct something from earlier, there's a glitch in the information system here. Denmark has had some overtime games and in the OT period. They're remarkably 6-2 in overtime, 7-2 in shootouts all time. And the last 4 between these two have gone to shootouts.
First on the ice. We need red first. 6 down. 6 down.
And away we go, 5-on-5 here to start the second period. Czechia opened with a shootout win against Finland and a 6-3 win over Norway that was not as comfortable as they would have liked, and then the nail-biting 2-1 shootout loss to Switzerland. Denmark beat Austria 5-1 to start, beaten by Canada 5-1. That was a 2-1 game in the second period. The Danes played pretty well, had 3 power plays in a row but couldn't score. Then they lost yesterday 2-0 to Norway. That was a tough loss for them.
Because it's a rival, because it's a team at the same level of Denmark, they didn't get the result they wanted.
Denmark's been to the quarterfinals twice since 2010.
But in a practical way, it's going to be difficult for Norway or Denmark to make the quarterfinals. So, and even harder once you lose that game.
Right, almost impossible.
Almost impossible. Now you need 2 results, not just 1, against the top 4 clubs.
There's Ranko Gudas with it. Gudas slides it back across to Krejcik. And picked up by Kasha. Being watched there by Blickfeld. In comes Andre Kasha. With some room, shoots to put that wide. Czechs are back in action against Austria on Friday. Of course, the Austrians will play tomorrow, so the Czechs have worked the schedule. Denmark played yesterday. Czechs get them today, so that, and you're allowed to do that.
As anybody would if they had to control the schedule.
Interestingly enough, when they play Canada on Tuesday, Canada will not have played the day before.
Canada plays Saturday, Sunday, back-to-back against Finland and Switzerland.
The Czechs play Austria Friday, Great Britain Saturday, leading up to the Canada game.
Well, Czechia gets into their point accumulating part of their schedule. They got Denmark, look out.
Skip down to Diko, had to be careful with that.
You know, Austria and Great Britain following this game for Czechia, so they can get on a roll, start churning out 3 points at a time and put themselves in a good spot.
The Czechs will play their quarterfinal game here in Prague no matter what, as Kublik had it taken away by Jensen. Ruda shoots, so even if the Czechs finish 3rd or 4th in the group, the quarterfinal would be here.
Which makes life a little bit more difficult for another team that would otherwise have been able to stay.
Kempny plays it back in. Here's Tomaszek. Tied up in the corner. Tomaszek. Slides that back around to Palat. And Palat winds through the offensive zone. Palat still looking. Moves it back down. And back goes Kudrytek to pick it up. That's icing called against the Danes.
Denmark has done well in this game as they've gotten a lot of bodies and sticks down around the front of the net. Czechia's had the puck in the offensive zone. They've possessed it around the backboards, but whenever there's a breakdown, there's always a very quick and usually multiple player recovery unit on its way. And Denmark try to keep the offense for Czechia to a minimum. And let Diko see the puck, the way he's playing right now. He sees it, likely he's going to stop it.
Olsson plays that in. Played for Oskarshamn in the Swedish league this year. They were relegated out of the top Swedish league, so they'll be in the Allsvenskan next year. And a lot of players in Europe have clauses in their contract.
Relegation clauses?
Yeah, they can be let out of their contract if the team gets relegated. It's a really...
It's a double whammy. Triple whammy.
You lose out on... There's a parachute payment for the first year out, but then it goes away, and so obviously it affects your organization from top to bottom because these organizations are responsible for Under 20, under 18, under 16, women's programs, all of it.
So you lose lots of money. You're going to lose lots of players.
In comes Fleck now. Jakob Fleck with a head of steam in, hit the goalpost. And they say it's in. They say Fleck scored. The puck in and out quickly, and Czechia takes the lead. He took a quick look back and then pointed to the net.
Andre Schrader, the referee, had the most unconvincing goal point I've seen in a long time. The wheels of Fleck dancing wide, cutting in, creating an opportunity out of nothing. Takes a little pop pass in full flight and beats Larson wide. He thought it was in, but the official wasn't nearly as sure. That felt middle bar to me. Fleck didn't have any hesitation. We'll verify. Obviously, it was a quick confirmation.
So the Czechs have grabbed the lead here in the second on Jakob Fleck's first goal of the tournament.
Goal for Czechia.
He made his international debut for the Czechs at the age of 28. Spent his entire career in Czechia, plays for Kometa Brno, southeast of here. And when Czechia hosts the World Junior Championship a few years from now, Brno will likely be the host city. Building a new arena there.
Goal by the fourth line for Czechia.
Their fourth line's been good.
You watch the game, there's not a lot of insertions of pace, and that's what Fleck can do.
Now the crowd's back in it. Quarter after 5 here local time. Marcus Lorenz, who scored in that Olympic game against the Czechs in 2022, scored the first goal of the game in that 2-1 victory.
And it's a nice little touch pass from Kondelik. Takes the one off the boards here and just leaves it lying there for Fleck, and that gets the Danish defenders working in the middle. Jensen Albo can't get back, and Fleck buried it.
For a nanosecond.
I think it was back bar.
Yeah, it was in out quick, and
the overhead would show, but usually as a shooter, you know.
Yeah.
And his celebration suggested quite a confident guy that he had just scored.
I'm going to bet the net that doesn't shoot the puck out that fast as Deco kicks it away.
Wrap a pool noodle around the back bar.
Yeah, like this.
It won't go anywhere. I mean, it could be slightly more sophisticated than a pool noodle, but, you know, you get the idea.
Jensen on it, sends it back in front, just missed Russell with that pass. And Cervenka plays it there for Kasha. He negates the ice, he gets in there first. Kasha sent it, and they score! Sedlak caught them napping, and the Czechs take a 3-1 lead.
Lucas Sedlak pops one home off a really nice pass from Andre Kasha. Cervenka recognizes Kasha's in behind, no icing, and we call this the Forsberg. Peter Forsberg made a living out of it, dropping it back to Milan Haydu. You get the goalie to turn his head, come back out the reverse side, and if you can get to the puck first, the goaltender is not even near the puck. A really nice look by Andre Kasha.
Yeah.
Sedlak with the poke to make it 3-1.
His first goal of this World Championship gives the Czechs a 2-goal lead. When you think about how big that Ruta goal was with 7.9 seconds left in the first.
Takes all the tension out of the room, too. Not only the practical nature it's 1-1, but the stress of trailing.
Right.
And as a favorite at home, it kind of alleviated all that, let them go out and just play, and now kind of stretch it out off and running.
Now they're up and hopping here in Prague. Marcus Lorenz puts it back.
way too early to do, but if Czechia gets another one quickly, you wonder if Diko, with his collisions and sore groin, did they give him a rest?
He was slow to get up after the last goal.
I wasn't sure if it was injury or disappointment. Bit of both.
Like tried to center it. Mattias Fromm up for Shield. Plays a rink wide for Marcus Lauritsen. Denmark will be a co-host of next year's World Championship. Along with Sweden, it'll be in Herning, Denmark, Stockholm, Sweden. The medal games will be played in Stockholm. Lead pass for Stransky, just missed. And Baranek plays that back. Hondelik in behind the Danish goal. Hondelik works that back at the point. Krejcik feeds it across for Fleck. He's got room. Shoots. Diko's stick was knocked out of his hands.
He had him. Diko was really slow getting over there.
And Diko slow getting up again. Judas across to Baranek. I'm not sure we should take a fourth goal here. The Danes might want to think about taking him out now.
Yeah, this is something. Now, they would have spoken to Diko in between periods very clearly. How are you feeling? What's going on? They want to protect the athlete, but you're right. This is something Diko is looking over to the bench. But here, one more look at the goal. Kosh had his hand in the air like he was trying to wave off the icing or something, but it is Seldrup is the backup today for Denmark, and that'd be a lonely feeling. You're looking for the puck coming out the backside of the net. It's not there. You're wondering where it went on you. It's in behind you.
Cervenka drops it back. Kasha with a chance. Diko made a stop on that. Sedlak takes the pass from Cervenka, works it and shoots. Diko makes the glove save and hangs on. That was almost the fourth one right there. As it stands, it's 3-1 Czechia here in the second.
Now it's time for the Skoda Battle game battle. Scan the QR code and open the official IIHF app to participate in a vote for your fan of the game. And obviously, it will be a battle between Danish and Czech fans. And I got a feeling that the winner is obvious. Jdeme se podívat na bitvu a fanouška fanoušků zápasu. Tady je česká kandidátka a proti ní dánský fanoušek. Chceme vás vidět, je skvělé zapojit do toho dětského fanouška. Jsme na to dva. Vedení naprosto jasné dokáže okolo 90%. Hlasujte vám Amerikanci, kdo zvítězí. Bude to Česko nebo Dánsko. Who will be Denmark or Czechia? Obviously, we're playing a power play.
Czechs have scored two quick ones here in the second period to grab a 3-1 lead. Goals less than 2 minutes apart. 5-0 now. Germany leading Latvia in Ostrava.
Wow, and after this, Germany plays all the Poland, Kazakhstan, France, so they will also go on a run of point collection to finish their round-robin play.
Right back at center ice.
Right now, Denmark just sort of has to settle down.
Kubalik plays it across, and missing on that was Tomaszek. Germans have had improved results in recent years in the World Championship. Silver last year. And the lead pass to Frederick Storm moving in. Stripped by Kempney, who had some nervous minutes against Switzerland in the penalty box in overtime.
And then had to sit in the penalty box for the shootout.
Yeah, they make you sit and you can't shoot.
Like, it's one thing, okay, 6, Kempney can't shoot. But you let him go on the bench and hang with his guys.
You're in the penalty box, man.
You're gonna feel shame all the way to the end of the game?
Yeah, then you go free.
When the game's over, and not before.
Vlasic winds and shoots it through the traffic. Good stuff there by Dostal. So as we mentioned, if Say Czechia finishes 4th in this group, they'll stay here. And as a result, the second place team would have to move over to Ostrava for its quarterfinal match.
It's unlikely Czechia finishes down there because they only have Canada.
Wrap around try, loose in front. That was hacked at by True, put it wide.
Amongst the top other 3 teams. They've already played Finland and Switzerland. They've played 2 of the top 3 teams. All the other top teams only played 1. Canada's played none.
Right. Sweden had to go to Latvia last year at the World Championship for that reason.
So if you think, Czechia gets through this game, Austria, Great Britain again, not having lost a game, they'll be in good shape. And this game could almost been over if it were not for the glove save robbery from Deco. A little mustard on that.
Yeah.
And Grant Fuhr approved.
17 Danes have played in the NHL historically. Only 1 goaltender, Freddie Anderson. Shot back in front. Paranek played that back, and now a penalty coming. It'll be a slashing call to Denmark, and so Czechia goes to the power play. 11 to go in the period as Brugesser goes off.
4th line for Czechia again. Going to work in the offensive zone, drawing a slash to Brugesser. It's like the life has gone out of the legs of Denmark. They're just not getting to the spots like they were in the first period. And chance here for the power play. Did not score in a lengthy 5-on-3 in the first.
A minute and 50.
Get in Cervenka's hands. Good thing happened when it runs out of Cervenka.
Spacek had that knocked away by Vasev, working in short-handed. Spacek reached back to take that away.
There's that kick out of the corner again. That Zamboni door to the left of Dostal is trouble.
That is where the ice crew comes out during TV timeouts, and it has been troublesome throughout the tournament so far. Cervenka puts it back across to Spacek. Vronsky, Cervenka. Back at the point, Spacek for Cervenka. Plays it back, and a hard shot by Spacek. Deco save, rebound loose in front. And Kasha couldn't quite reach it. Now picked free by Stransky. Across it goes to Cervenka. Centers over Kasha, back to Cervenka to Spacek. Stransky. Cervenka. Brings it back to Spacek. Cervenka shoots. Deco lunged to that.
He headed that one wide.
Here is Stransky again. Spacek. Stransky walks right in. And got a shot away. Kasha works it free. And Cervenka hustles back to keep it alive and throws that rink wide to Stransky. Centering pass for Kasha. Back to Stransky. Or Spacek, he couldn't reach it. The puck comes out.
They were 2 more passes away from the backdoor one-timer.
Cervenka snaps that pass rink wide. Tomaszek back for Cervenka with a shot. Deco comes across on that. Palat. Back to Kondratek. Teed up by Tomaszek. A shot that goes wide. Tomaszek back with it. That's poked free by Storm, who has a short-handed goal for Denmark in the tournament. Scored against Austria. Then comes for Janilic with a shot. And the save is made by Deco.
And on every whistle, he is taking more and more time to get up. And sort of checking out his leg. And there's the header save. And maybe his ears are ringing as well. It's a really good save by Deco getting across. Can't feel great in the body, but I'm with you, Gord. If I'm the coach, you need to understand your athlete. Is he a guy that sort of exhibits this kind of motion if he's hurting? Or is he just working through something? Because if I'm watching this, next TV timeout, I'm like, are you okay or not? Because if you're not, and I don't see the other backup goaltender. He's moving down the bench a little bit now, no longer just sitting in the back. We'll watch a little more carefully, see what Deco might be needing.
Both teams are playing at full strength.
Here's Kempney with it. I mentioned the Czechs have some roster space in case there's late arrivals. 33 Czechs played in the NHL this year. 26 skaters, 7 goaltenders. Here's Baranek with it. Pivots back in the corner. Baranek spins again. Back at the point. Gudas backhands it back in. And moved up by Russell. Denmark will host the Olympic qualification tournament this August. Norway, Great Britain, and Japan will join them there. The last 3 qualification tournaments have come down in that group to Norway and Denmark. And the Danes finally beat them in 2021. That tournament was delayed by a year because of COVID. Normally it's 2 years before the Olympics. Ogard moves in. It was knocked away from him. So the problem there is you got to get your NHL guys to play. And Slovakia has to play them as well this time. They're ranked 9th, but because the host team is not in the top 9, Italy, only 8 teams get automatic berths. Jensen is shot. Palat reaches back and takes it away from Ogard with an open net.
Palat, Dostal combined, wide open. It's the second shot of the period. Wow. Here Ogard banging his stick on the ice there. You think he's going to shovel it in the empty net on the point shot and rebound. Doesn't get there. Come on!
Oh.
Come on! Dostal gets over with the blocker paddle to take it away. And this is not quitting on a puck. Reaching, hanging, desperately trying to get it. And the rebound trickles just over the goal line.
Palat may have disrupted him just enough to combine with his goaltender to keep that out. Wow.
Nightmare fuel right there. It just haunts you. Could be 3-2.
Yeah.
Should be 3-2. And Lucas Dostal's crafting quite a nice story for himself in net for Czechia.
Well,
he's smiling under there.
Radko Gudas was talking about it the other day, saying that, you know, they played here in Anaheim. He did not know him well, and so he's very impressed by Dostal's demeanor.
He's only 23 years old, which is not still pretty young to be even in the NHL full time. The way they
just his second World Championship 2 years ago, he played 1 game against Great Britain. All 3 Czech goalies in the tournament on the roster for now are NHL goalies. Karel Vejmelka. Arizona is around here. It's been Dostal and Mrazek so far for Czechia.
I assume once the roster gets filled up, then they would activate Vejmelka and get him into a game or the backup or something to reward him for hanging around. You don't want to just be a practice goalie for 3 weeks and never get a chance to at least sit on the bench and experience it with everybody.
Well, they've now added Vejmelka.
They have, okay.
So, but they've only got 19 skaters, as you mentioned. So
3 skaters available, but all goalies spoken for.
Yeah.
So I would expect, you know, what's their next game? Austria? I would expect Dostal not to dress for that game.
Yeah, probably.
Well, they play Vejmelka and then maybe Dostal the rest of the way.
Marcus Lorenzen brings it in.
It's a rare shift. Philip Schultz.
Yes.
Number 72 for Denmark. You haven't seen him before. It's because he never gets out on the ice.
First 3 games didn't play. Dress didn't play. Here's Cervenka back with it.
I'm expecting just a wildly energetic shift. Just run around and hammer everybody.
Sedlak works back in, feeds him across. Now, a more sarcastic player might say to the coach when he finally puts him in, do you want me to win or just tie it?
Sounds like something Brett Hull might have to say.
David Camp behind the goal, trying to sit it, knocked away by Deco. And the puck was played with a high stick. 5:41 to go in the second. Czechia leads by 2.
9 let byli schváleni kovou kolem, my jsme je znova a rádi vytáhli a proto jsou tu s námi. Bum a Bobek!
Czechia leading Denmark here on Ostrava. It is 6-0 Germany on lap. The Germans have scored 3 power play goals in that game.
Wow. Hard to see how good Germany can be because they beat Slovakia in their first game. Then they lost to the U.S. and the Americans. That's to be expected. Or not surprising, at least. The first 5 days of this tournament, no, you don't know. You don't know who's going to be good. You don't know how, where the teams stack up against each other. Now, that teams have played their, third, fourth, fifth game. Now you get a kind of sense of maybe how you're going to slot the medal contenders.
No Moritz Seider, no Tim Stützle for Germany, and of course no Leon Draisaitl, who's busy with Edmonton. Lead pass to Storm, throws that wide of the goal. Jensen Abo tries to drop that back. Paulson centers it. A quick chance there for Nicholas Anderson, turned away by Nostal. Cam plays it back to center. And Stransky knocks that in. Now picked up by Fleck, winding his way in. Back up Fleck. Scored early in the period for Czechia. Back to Kudratek. For Kempny. Now to Kondolik. Crisscrossing with Fleck as his fourth line goes back to work, and Fleck walks out. Drops that back to Kempny. Kempny rushes in, feeds it back to Kudratek for Fleck. Kempny. Kudratek winds and shoots, and the save made by Tico. The rebound picked up by Fleck. That pass by Kondolik was off a stick, was in the meshing, looked like.
Well, looked like I saw a ripple as well.
Kondolik plays it back to Fleck, who cues that towards the goal. Now Tico will freeze that. 3-1, Czechia leading at home at the 2024 World Hockey Championship in Prague.
Přátelé, v tuhle chvíli bude opět plus kapacity jednou vám, protože tohle je váš showtime. Naše kamera si vybere zivatelé dvojici, pánové. Předvedete nám, co je ve vás. Is it your showtime? OK. Pojďte na schody, schody jsou vaše. A let's go!
4:02 to go here in the second period. Czechia looking to improve to 3-1. One of their 2 wins so far has been in a shootout. That's with 2 points, not 3. And sometimes leaving those points on the table can make a big difference. Kubalik with it. Spins that back for Tomaszek, and it's picked up now by Palat. Andre Palat, such an important player for Tampa, and 2 Stanley Cup wins, and like Jan Ruda, apparently he couldn't afford anymore. As D goes down, the puck slipped away by Vesa. The cap comes for everyone. Tomaszek plays it back to Krejcik. There's Krejcik, a shot, pinballs in front, great left pad save by Dico. What a stop that was. Tomaszek sends it back in front, there's a right pad save.
Grimacing with every pad flail by Dico.
And still shaking it out as the puck went up the ice. Well, both the left and right leg worked pretty well there. Back down to the Czech zone as Gudas goes back. Olsen stepped into him. Sedlak slides that down as Rudiger goes back and reverses that for Nicholas Jensen. If you are not hopping, you are not Czech. How the song goes. And you can feel them hopping in here. True comes in and shoots. That was blocked. When they do it in some of the older buildings here, it does give you pause.
When I start seeing the water shaking on our desk.
Well, when you start seeing dust come out of the rafters.
That too.
Kasha plays it across to Trevenka. Another back up by Hayek. That pass for Kasha missed. It's back down to the Czech zone with 2:04 to go in the second.
So Hayek. Split time between. There's the first left pad flash by Deco. On the rebound, he tracked it. That is really well done. Kick it out to make the save. So that should be a delay game. That should be a delay game. It's not a rule, but that should be a delay game. If you're going to penalize someone for shooting over the glass in an attempt to, like, perhaps get an intentional whistle, what the heck is that? Nobody's around him. He just gives it to the goalie. That should be a delay game.
No. You can play it to another player in your team.
Not for a whistle.
Well, then you can't change. I'll go with you can't change. Should be a penalty.
No, I think the reason for the over the glass is to prevent whistles and intentional stoppages when you're tired.
And to keep the puck in play and protect fans, but yeah.
No, there wasn't one bit of that rule was about protecting fans. Not one bit. And so I think the same motivation could be that last one. Good as just dumping into the style.
That's harsh. That's a harsh penalty. Stransky.
Yeah, make a play. Same with a rolling puck. Got to make a play when you're tired.
Marcus Lorentzen works in. There is some talk here among some of the federations about an over-back rule in overtime. So if you gain the offensive blue line with possession, you can't skate it back or pass it back across center ice. Now, what would be the penalty?
Would you take the blue line out? So then, like, there is no, like, once you get in the offensive zone, if you eliminate the blue line, then basically you're playing, you can stand by the goal and take a pass from the red line.
No, you just say once you have possession in the offensive zone, you can't
so you
skate
still
back
have to
across
clear the zone if it goes neutral zone.
Yeah.
I like just eliminating the blue line. Just turn it into a half-court game.
Now, the question would be, what would the penalty be? Probably a stoppage and a face-off in your zone.
Right.
Not a penalty, but
it would be a little penal as well.
Yeah, a minor penalty might be a little tough though.
Maybe like rec hockey, change of possession. Whistle goes, you got to give the other team. They get to start with it behind the net by themselves.
In comes Jensen with it. Then you'd have to play with a chipped 30-year-old puck too, just to make it completely like rec hockey.
As long as I can rent a goalie, who I don't have to pay unless we win.
Here's Jensen. Plays it back across. That long shot, score!
That's off Patrick Russell's back.
Jensen with the long shot, and with 24 seconds left in this period, Denmark gets a big goal. The Czechs score with under 8 seconds to go in the first. Russell might not have been looking at that puck.
No, but he got there, and he was rewarded. Spins off, gets inside position. He's mostly outside the crease. His hips are out anyways. He takes it off the side of the body. And Jensen floats it in there. He's not even hardly looking at it. And Denmark surprisingly back within one. In a game that felt like it was almost over.
On just their 5th shot of the period.
And remember that goal that Ogard didn't put in the net.
Well, think about that. I mean, Destel made a great save. And the other factor too, Mike, is that Czechia hasn't put Denmark away yet.
Nope, they'll be hanging around now.
They've had their chances, but Deco's made some great stops when he had to.
Nico's not going anywhere now. One goal game.
We played this game in a cast. And Dracek gonna bounce that back up. Does as time winds down here. Tomašek works in and shoots at the horn. And Marcus Lorenzen didn't like that.
Didn't appreciate the shot to the ankle as the buzzer went. It's not generally going to score on a wrister from 75 feet, but either way, Denmark makes it interesting for the third with a late goal by Russell.
Russell's first of this World Championship. 3-2 Czechia, heading for the third.
And get ready for period number 3. And now, here are the key stats of the second period.
We need red birds on the ice. We need red birds. Sticks down. Sticks down. Number 42, let's go. Huh? No, not serious. Move the puck, move the puck. Why? Why not? No players. Hey, no players. You got me that. Hey guys, there's no players down there, okay? And next time I'll give you a minor, okay? No, next time, okay? I'll give him a warning right now. Huh? You don't have to change on that? Nah, it could be changed.
Bylo to celkem 6krát. Zde to vidíme, 71 správných odpovědí, 96, 99, 2000, 2001, 2005 a naposledy v Německu v roce 2010. Second question, how many times has Denmark appeared in the playoffs at the IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship? You have a chance to answer 4 options. Never 2 times, 5 times, or 10 times. Final 5 seconds. Kolikrát se Česko, tedy Dánsko, probojovalo do playoff. Nikdy, 2krát, 5krát, 10krát. Čas vypršel, správná odpověď 2krát, bylo to čtvrtfinále a 107 správných odpovědí. Poslední otázka tohoto kvízu, the final question. Put in the correct order following countries based on a place at the last 2023 IIHF World Championship. Jak se srovnaly tyto země na posledním mistrovství světa IIHF v ledním hokeji, v Tampere a v Rize. Francie, Kanada, Finsko a Lotyšsko. Možná lehce překvapivé pořadí. Ten poslední šampionát byl plný šoku a Kanada získala titul. Lotyšsko vybojovalo bronz, Finsko skončilo ve čtvrtfinále a základní soutěž Francie. Well, this is the correct order. As I mentioned, the previous IIHF World Championship was full of surprises. Team Germany was silver. Team Latvia, the host country, became bronze medalists. And this led to the winner. Here is the winner. Tady je vítěz Radim Sokor. Byl opět nejrychlejší a získává cenu. Stačí jediná věc. Vyzvednout si na informační pultu za sektorem 101 cenu. You can collect your prize and the information that's behind the sector 101. From Prague, directly to Australia, Group B game is being played. Medalists from the past World Championship, and Team Germany is leading 7-1 to Latvia. A very important game for the quarterfinals and also for the seeding who will play against who. So 7-1 for Germany may be a surprising result, but now it's time to go back to Prague. Stále vracíme rychle zpátky sem do pražské arény, tady je to nejpodstatnější z druhé třetiny.
Furt se emoci, vole. Fleky. Jdeme na to, Kundrc, pojď, Fervo. Tomhle, pojď to mám. Pojď. Pojď.
Na ledové ploše, domácí tým Česka! And now please welcome back on ice, Team Denmark.
V závěru druhé třetiny malinko zdramatizoval dosavadní výsledek utkání. Zbývá nám ještě 20 minut, ale domácí výběr, ten český, má k dispozici ten povolený doping toho 6. hráče v poli. A to jste právě vy, fanoušci českého hokejového týmu. Takže teď vás potřebujeme pořádně.
So we're set for the start of the third period here in Prague. New life for Denmark after that late goal by Patrick Russell. Inside a minute ago, Lucas Dostals allowed 2 goals and 12 shots by the Danes. In the meantime, it's been an adventurous afternoon for Frederick Tico. in the Danish goal. 3 goals against on 28 shots. He's been bowled over a couple of times. He's made some circus saves. And here we go in a 1-goal game between two countries whose last 4 games of the World Championship have been settled in shootouts.
Is that a little foreshadowing for us, Gordon?
Well, you're a big believer in probability.
So it's probably likely not going to happen.
Cervenka sweeps out ahead. Roman Cervenka, a member of the last Czech team to win a gold medal at the World Championship in 2010. Blichfeld plays it back down. Krejcik goes after it. Radko Gudas. Up under Kasha. Now Cervenka. Trying to thread that pass in that was broken up by Matthias Lassen, who plays a ton for Denmark. Close to half the first 2 periods. Alexander True blew a tire there as the puck is played back down to the Danish zone. Czechia will play Austria on Friday, Great Britain on Saturday, then close out the preliminary round against Canada next Tuesday. The hotly anticipated matchup here at O2 Arena. Bruggeser, long shot floats wide. Denmark back within a shot, which is all they could hope for, really, right? Just give yourself a chance.
Penalty coming up to Czechia.
A hooking call. And so with 1:09 gone here in the third, the Danes are going back on the power play.
Andre Palat going to go for a hook. Palat trying to work the puck off the wall in his own end. And he gets a little can opener.
And the Danes' first goal of this game was scored in a power play by Christian Besa.
Try to get into Blichfeld's hand and see what he can do with it.
Yeah, number 86. But the face-off was won by Kampf and sent down the ice. David Kampf, an excellent NHL face-off man. Picked up by Philip Bruggeser. Drops it back off to Russell. That's the second goal for Denmark. Russell, rink wide to Blichfeld. Feeds that back to Bruggeser. To Blichfeld. Bruggeser. Lots of traffic, walks in, feeds it across. Blichfeld shoots and just missed wide, short side.
Don't think Dostal had gotten over there just yet. That hits the net. That might be in.
Now Bruggeser winds in and drops it back to Russell. Feeds it back to Nick Olesen. And Olesen works in. Drops it back off to Blichfeld. Feeds it back to Bruggeser. To Blichfeld. Blichfeld. With Besa standing in front, trying to feed that pass to him. It skipped away. Olesen back on it. Besa has it taken away by Krejcik.
Gotta get somebody else in there. 4 against 2 for Czechia.
Giving it to Russell there. The puck to the open corner, rolls across to Blichfeld. Back down to Russell, picked up by Krejcik at the line. It's held though by Olesen. Olesen down to Besa. Besa to Olesen. Blichfeld circling that pass, hit Fleck, and it's sent down the ice by Krejcik. 30 seconds to go in the Danish power play. Marcus Lauritsen plays it across to Oscar Molgaard. And Molgaard to Lauritsen. He drops it back to Matthias Fromm with a head of steam in across the Czech line. True. Back to Lauritsen. Ogard to Molgaard. Molgaard takes the return pass. Final second of the power play. Lauritsen feeds it across, and a shot by Fromm is blocked by Kasha that goes up and out of play.
Czechia kills off the 2 minutes, but not without a couple close chances. Here's the first one-timer. Look where Dostal is looking left. He's way late getting there. Oh, he gets bailed out by Gudas. Gudas blocks his puck going in the empty net. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
What a break and good positioning by Radko Gudas, because we were right, Dostal did not see the pass coming across. He was not in position to make the save, but helped by his defenseman.
Face-off won by Tomaszek. And play back to center ice to Palat, but it bounces back down to Oliver Lauritsen. Back across to Jesper Jensen-Abo, the Danish captain. Jensen-Abo drops it off to Storm, throws that wide. Now Lauritsen, a long shot, floats high. Denmark beat the Czechs in their first ever game of the Olympic Winter Games in 2022, beat them 2-1 after qualifying the year before.
And maybe that power play helps Denmark start this period on the front foot and not go through half the period before they really start pushing or get more chaotic.
Give their top players some offensive touches, some chances, and maybe they can build off that for 5-on-5 play. Anyway, Czech has been very good in the defensive zone faceoffs.
Well, they've got some old hands doing it. Camp being one of them, wins that cleanly back to Spacek. The puck bounce on the Czech bench.
It's a nice luxury to have when you really have faith in your ability to win a defensive zone faceoff.
Their best faceoff man is wearing a suit behind their bench. Thomas Buchanan, their assistant coach, was consistent on draws year after year.
Flecky liked to use his feet a lot when he took faceoffs, and so he might be a little hard pressed with keeping his toes out of the
IIHF rules might not be his friend. No.
Great to catch up with my former teammate the other day. We ran into him outside. Looks like he can still play, but loving coaching with
pretty good coaching staff. They got Andre Pavlik in net.
Yeah.
Hey, Marek Zidlitsky, Flecky.
And Radim Rulik, the veteran Czech head and assistant coach, who is as old school as they come. He's from the school they tore down to make room for the old school. Spacek almost had it knocked away by Blickfeld, who was off to the races. True goes to it. Spacek plays it back in. Kostransky. Here's True. Lifts it back to center. Rolling puck and racing back is Ruta. Being watched there by Blickfeld. Chopped ahead by Fleck, but gathered back up by Mulgaard. To Russell. Patrick Russell drops it back to Lawson. Now return past Mulgaard. In, shoot, scores! Oscar Mulgaard, a lightning strike, and Denmark has tied the game in the third.
The teenager comes flying through as Czechia is trying to work through a change. It's a quick counter with good passing. Russell drags it in deep, kicks it back. And this next pass, Lauritsen, one touch to Mulgaard, who has all kinds of speed. But that little touch pass right here, that's well done. And Mulgaard gets it to his forehand and underneath the arm. The old 7-hole on Dostal.
Mulgaard, a second-round pick of Seattle in 2023. That's his first point at a World Championship for the Danes, playing in his second. Plays in Sweden, has been in the last 3 years, and that's a huge goal here now. It is what former Manchester United manager Alex Ferguson called squeaky bum time here in Prague.
That sounds like a clinical term. That late goal.
That was huge.
Changed the complexion of the third period.
And now Kasha back the other way. In on Brugesser. Kasha throws that back in front. Just missed Chervenka with that pass. Here's Kasha with it.
Good news for Czechia. Lots of time left.
Sure.
You don't have to press it too crazy.
They've got a 2-1 advantage in shots. Centered for Sedlak, and that's knocked away by Diko. Brugesser was knocked down. Kasha trying to throw that back in front. Picked out by Brugesser. Who lifts it back to center. 3-3 the score. Their games have been tight and, for the most part, low scoring. Here's Palat back with it. Knocked down by Nick Anderson. Took a whack at Krejcik there. And now Palat back with it. Look at Palat. Rink wide to Kubalik. Kubalik shoots. That goes wide. The Danes were indicating that was offside. Tomaszek. Feeds that back to Kondratek. Shoots. That's blocked. Gets a second try. Kondratek walks it and scores!
Decal spun right around. He wants crease interference. There's the offside to consider.
Right, so the Deans are talking it over right away. Two things. Was it offside or was it goal interference?
Can you challenge both things at the same time? You might want to. You're not allowed to. Kondratek has his first shot blocked, and Frederick Storm loses coverage after the block. And Deco, there's no goal interference. That's not going to be a call. Kubalik does a great job. You could pin their defenseman in there. That's well done by Kubalik.
So Deco took his glove hand and tried to push Kubalik or Lauritsen out of the way, and the puck went in where his glove was.
So it's only offside to consider. No goal interference at all.
So the Danes are talking it over here. Head coach Mikhail Goff.
No challenge. They just said no challenge.
Yeah. So the goal will stand. And Thomas Kondratek.
What a good response. Quick response. A minute and a half later. 33. Kondratek puts Czechia back in front.
He plays for the powerhouse franchise Trinets in the Czech Extra League. They've won 5 straight championships. His first year back in Czechia this year after a couple years in the NHL. Now back at the point. Ruta hacked that wide. Former Medicine Hat Tiger, Thomas Kondratek. So 4-3 Czechia back on top.
And number 76, Jakub Krejčí, and 46-16.
They haven't done much the easy way, have the Czechs so far. Even the win over Norway was a bit of a knee knocker.
2 overtime, 2 penalty shootouts. One lost one.
Baranek worked that free.
But it's getting to the point where you really don't want to finish 4th. You don't want Sweden.
Right.
So, you know, getting 3 points starts to matter now.
Yeah, Czechia needs to start getting some 3-point wins. Back at the point, good as a long shot. That deflected, kicked away by Deco. Brugesser. Ogard back down to the Czechia zone. Skipped in front of Dostal. Krejčík up for Sedlak, who was straightened up there by Lassen. And Marcus Lauritsen has it back. Up for Matthias From. Lines it across the line, chips it back across for Shield jumping in. Race for it. Kubalik in on Marcus Lauritsen, gives him a bit of the cold shoulder. Andre Palat brings it back across to Hayek, who throws that to an open corner. Marcus Lauritsen knocked it away, but it's picked off by Kubalik. In the corner for Palat. Andre Palat back to Hayek, shoots at a leg in front. And a lead pass now for Matthias From, trying to split the D. And Hayek came back on him, but From races back to it. Walks right in, feeds it across to Russell with a shot. He slapped it high. And now a long shot there by Oliver Larsson. Suddenly in the game, who did not have a shift in the first 2 periods. Stransky works in, Larsson takes him down. Oliver Lauritsen had his stick knocked out of his hands. And the referees are getting it in both ears here. In comes Blichfeld with it. Blichfeld lays it back in for True. He's bumped there by Kempny. The battle ensues in the corner. Taft lines it back across to Kondratek. Jensen plays it back around to Brugesser. Rink wide he goes. In comes Niklas Jensen with a shot that's off Gudas. Up and out of play. 10:05 to go, back and forth they go in a 4-3 Czechia lead.
And now get ready for the cheers on the giant screen. You will see two poster rubber glasses. It's your task to bring yours and show us how you can cheer. Check on us. See if we can.
Počasu platí, že máme skvělý hokej, krásné hokeje a dobré pivo. Tak my se to spojí všechno v jedno. Je to ta nejlepší kombinace, takže cheers a na zdraví.
Alright, and now we'll be looking for the competitors a takhle dáme ty, kteří si dokážou přibít na start českého nároďáku. Kdo je připraven si přibít? Ukažte své pivo, tady jste! Můžete si svoji výhru, tedy piva a zároveň troufejte si vyzvednout hlavní stavu oficiální
4-3 Czechia the lead.
Congratulations, gratulujeme!
10:05 to go here. 8-1 in Ostrava. Germany leading Latvia. The Germans have 8 goals on 23 shots.
Not good for the save percentage. It was in net. Gudlevskis?
You would ask me that.
It was Gudlevskis.
It is, yes.
To start.
Sedlak knocks that free for Kasha, looking ahead for Cervenka. And on Nicholas Jensen. True, knocked down Sedlak. Gudas plays it back across. Krejcik shoots. That bounced off a leg in front. Camp was tied up by True, literally. Cervenka sends it back in. Diko the save in tight on Sedlak. The puck still loose, picked up by Kasha. Plays it back around. Cervenka shoots. And Diko leaning made the stop on that. There's Blickfeld. Flips it back and it bounced away from Nicholas Anderson and back down to the Danish zone. Colson swings it back down to the Czech line. Gudas flips it back around. Up to center ice. Here is Palat with it. Palat, rink wide. Tomaszek walking right in. Feeds across. They score! Dominik Kubalik on the feed from David Tomaszek. And it's 5-3 Czechia.
Dominik Kubalik will enjoy that one. And all around it. Nice job by Palat holding up, and now it's just speed. And Tomaszek, Kubalik, fresher, faster than the Danes. Back checkers, Anderson, Lassen, Lawrenson, and Denmark probably saying, what about picking a stick at it? You got to hold on to your stick. Put it out of the way. You're allowed to do that. And well sold by Tomaszek, forcing Diko to respect that he might shoot it, dump it over for the empty net for the first goal for the minted father.
Yeah.
Maybe that gets some confidence going for him.
Yeah.
He's been a big scorer for Czechia in the World Championships previously.
That's his 21st goal in 37 career games in the World Championship. He had just 11 this year for Ottawa in the NHL. It was a miserable year for him. Here they come again. Camp along with Stransky. Camp works it in. Stransky scores! A carbon copy goal scored by Stransky.
David Camp showing the sweet mitts.
That's goals 10 seconds apart.
Flipped out, Kemp beating his guy back on the base, but this is toe drag on the lanky Lawrenson. He's able to pull it around, and Larson steps up, but there's no support in behind. This is the play right here, though. Once you get that around Lawrenson, it's easy pickings. Stransky on his forehand. Dico, no chance at all again. And now Czechia off and running. Very comfortable.
20 seconds apart as Stransky has his third. Former Saskatoon Blade, who was drafted by Dallas, spent 4 years in the American League with him.
The 2-on-0 gets everyone moving fast. The backdoor guy's got to catch you.
It was 3-3 6 minutes ago.
Denmark opened it up, got caught twice up ice. When they were trailing 4-3, and that was it.
Besa spins back. 2 identical goals for the Czechs. Now another chance for From inside the goal.
Oh my God.
And it scores. From pokes it on the third try. How it stayed out the first 2 is a mystery, but the Danes are back within 2. Wow.
So the last 2 goals were 20 seconds apart. This one was 21 seconds.
Yep.
It took for From, who has, well, I think has been really good for Denmark.
It seems to combine for 3 goals in under a minute.
How he missed this one. And then again, he finally gets it across. That's just like Weiss's goal on the power play, except Weiss managed to hit the wide open net. He hit the back of the pad before tapping the rebound home. But we've seen some crazy stuff in this tournament. Last night, Austria put a 5 spot on Canada to tie it up in the third period.
A historic third period comeback for Austria against Canada last night.
So to suggest 3.5 a period is out of the question. Not quite.
8 to go now in the third. Danes back within 2. Cervenka for Sedlak. Cervenka back in. And Russell come together, and Cervenka falls. Lawson plays it back around for Marcus Lawrenson. Up for True and back to Lawson. That pass misfired. Dudas rather goes back. Brought in by Kubalik.
He's flying. He's got to go. He's flying.
Kubalik spun around. And now Shield for Besa. Was one of the Danish goals. They'd only scored 6 coming in 3 games. Palat winds it again, stumbles, drops it back to Kempney. Kempney has a look and shoots. Dico save, rebound sitting there for a moment, knocked away by Besa. Here is Palat. Has a look and shoots, scores! Palat from distance. And wait a minute, they're saying no goal. The referee is waving off the goal for a crease violation.
Palat hasn't realized that just yet. It's an offensive explosion. I mean, Tomaszek had his left foot in the crease now, but when the puck gets there, he's out. So,
right. So,
I mean, we got a perfect overhead here. So he's in it there. Now that's the crowd reacting to seeing what we're seeing. Now the thing is, Gord, it probably doesn't make sense to challenge this.
The Czechs are challenging.
See, I don't think I would. Well, they're challenging if you're wrong. No, Denmark's challenging, yes. Well, they waved it off. Czechs challenging it.
Czechs are challenging, yeah.
So if they're wrong, they're going to give Denmark a power play.
Right.
I wouldn't do this at 6-7 minutes left with 2-goal lead.
Andre Pavlitz, the goalie coach, was really demonstrative behind the bench.
Right, so the logic being, I'm in agreement that this should count.
So here's the thing. The referee didn't make the goal interference sign. He made the crease violation sign. Does that mean he meant to blow the whistle? Watch the official on the right. No goal. You can't.
But Tomaszek pops in momentarily.
Yeah, he's in there.
But he gets out, plenty of time. Got nothing to do with the puck going in. Didn't bother Dico in any way, shape, or form. But if it's a challenge and you're wrong,
right,
I don't risk a power play in a game I have a 2-goal lead in with 7 minutes left, even though I think they're right.
So normally the referee would blow his whistle when the player takes a position in the crease and just blow the play dead.
Right, he did it when he was in there.
The Czech coaches are all fist bumping. So it's 7-4 Czechia.
The challenge was not without risk.
No, you're exactly right.
And I'm glad they got the result, because that should not be goal interference. Or even a crease violation, which is different.
Now, if you're going to call the crease violation, you got to blow it dead.
You can't wait, oh, wait, he scored. I guess it happened a second ago.
Yeah.
You got to be real time with it.
Yeah.
Either way, it's been goals aplenty here.
There have been 5 goals scored in 7.5 minutes here in the third period.
It's great. I like goals.
Now hang on.
No. Can we now challenge goalie?
Joe Don't wants to talk.
We're looking for further clarity on. And he hasn't gotten it.
Here we go. 7-4. Under Palat of the New Jersey Devils as his second of the tournament on a goal against Norway into an empty net. Now slapped back in by Olesen. Krejcik. It's picked off by Olesen. And Cervenka plays it back for Kent. Up for Cervenka. Sets up for a fascinating weekend here in Prague. And back in action tomorrow night against Norway. We'll then play Finland, Switzerland, and Czechia to finish out the preliminary round. 5:49 to go here in the third. It's a 7-4 lead for Czechia.
Dear hockey fans, this is probably the most beautiful message we're always celebrating clearly in the third period. Dámy a pánové, čeká nás opět ten nádherný údaj. Pejížící krásný. Dnešní utkání Česko-Dánsko sleduje 17 413 diváků. Děkujeme!
There have been 2 6-goal periods in this tournament, both today. Third period of this game and the second period of the German and Latvia game.
We're heating up. I like it.
And of course, you had the 5-goal comeback by Austria last night against Canada. First time in the history of the tournament a team had erased a 5-goal deficit. It in the third period.
High stick coming up to Kentney. He got
Blichfeld.
Blichfeld desperately hoping he's bleeding. Stick is in 2 pieces. At this point, if you're Czechia, you just want to keep it under control and end this game, this madness. Right off the face-off. No, that is a self-high stick.
Yes.
That is a self-inflicted high stick. And I think they're going to sort it. Did they sort it out? They didn't call a penalty. Good. That's well done.
Well, hang on. They're gesturing at someone to come to the penalty box.
Oh, they are. I thought the refs got together because I saw the hand up calling the penalty on Kempny, but I thought they waved it down. We get one more look at that. I think Blichfeld has his own stick up, and Kempny is stick on stick, breaks Blichfeld's stick in half. They're both jousting up by their faces. So power play goes to work. Gotta have one here if you want to keep trying to come back.
Right. Also for the face-off. Laid out by Krejcik. Ferguson being harassed there by Palat. Now Blichfeld steps around Palat. Up for Russell. Rink wide to Olesen. Olesen puts it back for Russell. Basic comes back in forward. He's got a power play goal tonight for Denmark. Brugesser. Rink wide for Blichfeld. To Brugesser. Sidesteps 2 Czech players, feeds it down to Blichfeld, and now Brugesser corrals that at the line. To Olesen. Olesen. Back to Brugesser. Back to Olesen. Now Brugesser, hard shot saved by Dostal. Rebound put wide by Vesa. And sent down the ice by Camp. Inside 5 to go here in the 3rd period. A 7-4 lead for Czechia. Denmark on the power play. Matthias From plays it back across, takes a return pass from Molgaard, who scored the tying goal what seemed like several hours ago in this 3rd period. Here's Molgaard with it. Feeds it down to True. Lauritsen across the front with a shot, put that high. Skipping puck on the side of the goal is knocked down by Hayek. Kicks that free, Ruta on it. And Jan Ruta sends it down. It was 1-0 Denmark in the 1st period when Jan Ruta scored with 7.9 seconds left in the period to tie it up at 1. One of several turning points in this game. And the power play over for Denmark. Kasha picks it up. Kasha plays it back around for Sedlak. Lucas Sedlak plays it back. Krejcik, a hard shot. Save made by Diko, and on the rebound on Cervenka as well. Banked back out by Ogard. And here's Radko Gudas with it. Krejcik. Up ahead for Palat, who plays that in. Blichfeld. Rink wide to Russell. Up ahead to Jensen, who plays offside. At the Czech line. 3:05 to go here in the 3rd period in Prague.
V tuhle chvíli já už mám vedle sebe Farinku Péťu, která bude mít jednoduchý úkol, možná jednoduchý. Uhádnout song, který náš DJ vybral. DJ, jdeme na to. Péťu, máš nějaký tušení, co by to mohlo být? Tak svátně. Honem zlatíčko. A písnička? Zlatíčko, jaká je písnička? Zlatíčka. Správně, Péťa uhodla. A teď budeš mít šanci vybrat si jednu sen. My ti ty karty rychle zamícháme a pak to bude jenom na tobě. Tak, viděla jsi, co tam je za možnosti a teď mi řekni, jakou kartu by si chtěla z těch 6 vylosovat. Tak poprosím Ačko. A na Ačku se schovává tahle krásná šiltovka. A přátelé, pejte na pro vás jeden vzkaz.
3:05 to go here in Prague. The host Czechs leading Denmark 7-4. The Czechs trying to improve their record to 3-1. Face-off not done fairly. And the celebration continuing here in Prague. Austrians were out in the streets late last night, celebrating an overtime loss. It felt like a win. Now stolen by Blickfeld. In shoots. He fired that wide. Russell back on it. To the point he goes. Nicholas Jensen, a shot. Testel steers that away.
It's a bad call.
And pass.
It's a mistake.
Face-off will come outside.
Jensen got a piece of it after he grabbed it down, but neither here nor there. These things happen.
Interestingly enough, too, in this rivalry, which clearly is closer than you might think.
Right,
the 4 straight games haven't gone to penalty shots.
At the World Championship.
Czechia has never scored 7 ever against Denmark in the World Championship.
And Denmark beat them at the Olympics.
You just wouldn't think it would be so close.
The Danes in danger of falling to 1-3 here.
They might have got the one they needed against Austria.
Yeah. They've still got Great Britain to come. Now, if you stubbed your toe there.
Yeah, but you still need Austria to get 4 points.
Yeah. In comes True with it. A regulation loss to Britain would be trouble, but
you could very well end up in Austria, Great Britain, Denmark, 3-way, 3-point tie. Yes, that is definitely a possibility. I feel like I'm in a minor hockey tournament again. Sorting out the map, staring at the scoreboard in the lobby for hours on end.
Lawson works in, it's knocked away, and Nicholas Anderson plays that back into the Danish zone as Kubalik goes after it. Knocked that free for Tomaszek. Pops that back to Palat. In comes Palat with a look, feeds it back in front. That was almost a hat trick of those types of goals. Here in the third period, Tomaszek just missed. Here comes Tomaszek again. Goes between the legs. And Deco down.
Deco's had just about enough of him. He crashed into him in the one of the periods.
Bojaniluk feeds it back down. Minute to go here in the third period. There's Jensen back on it.
This is awesome.
These guys playing at home in front of this.
They've talked about it. Career highlight for them. Bojaniluk plays it back. Kontrak with a shot. Knocked back to center. On the league, takes that puck in front, drops it back at the point. And Baranek winds back in. Baranek feeds it back to Fleck, and Czechia wins it 7-4, blowing open a 3-3 tie in the third period to improve their record to 3-1. Denmark falls to 1-3.
It got interesting, but only for a moment. The quick response by Czechia to the 3-3 goal, pivotal, as Kondracek gave them the lead, and the offense waking up too for Czechia, which they will appreciate.
Yeah. Danes will play Great Britain on Friday. Czechia's got Austria that day. The last Czech medal on home ice was a bronze back in 1992. It's their 11th time hosting this tournament.
They're in a good spot now. The next two games, Austria, Great Britain, before the big finish against Canada.
The best players of each team will be awarded by IIHF International, the official sponsor of the 2024 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. The prizes will be presented by member of the board of IIHF Czechia, Mr. Tomáš Šelinek, and captain of bronze Czech Para Ice Hockey team, Mr. Radek Zelinka. Best player of Team Denmark, number 63, Patrick Russell.
Well, the game got a goal off his pant.
They got the back within a goal at the end of the second period, down 3-2. They tied it up at 3, and then came the goals in the flurry.
Nejlepším hráčem vítězného týmu Česka se stal hráč s číslem 18, Ondřej Palat.
Ondřej Palat, solid. He's just a solid player. Scored one, involved throughout, penalty killing, power play, you name it. Does a bit of everything for Czechia.
And a goal and assist in the third period.
Dear all, please rise if you're able to for the national
And now the Czech national anthem. Where my home is.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for the afternoon session and this wonderful meeting here in the Prague Arena at the Game 25 of the 2024 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. Well, the schedule inside is about to begin with the evening session, Game 27. Team Switzerland will face Team Great Britain. Each to the ticket holders, please access the arena in their Edmonton so you can all miss anything from the cricket program. Dámy a pánové, děkujeme nás za další fantastickou atmosféru, která vedla český národní tým. Další sezónu z 9 body je Česko aktuálně lídrem skupiny A. Byli jsme fantastičtí, ale ještě jednou, ať žije Česko!
Oscar, you tied this game to make it 3-3 in the third period. Was there a moment where it felt like it was slipping away?
Well, after they scored the fourth goal, we should just keep going, but we kind of fell down, all of us, and stopped playing, and then they got another one, and then one more, and then we kind of gave up. But we should just, we got to be better. Just keep on playing and keep on doing a good job and keep on getting pucks deep. But we didn't do that well enough today.
Before today's game, Denmark had scored just 1 goal in their last 2 games. You do put up 4 tonight. What did you like about the offensive output?
Well, we were a bit more creative today. I think the power play worked well, and then, of course, we got some more shots on the net and guys in front of the net, and that's the key, I think, going forward. So we got to keep doing that.
Denmark is off to a 1-3 start to the tournament. How would you assess your team's start so far?
Ja, det er selvfølgelig træls. Det må vi gøre bedre. Vi har håbet på flere point, men der er stadigvæk 3 kampe tilbage, og vi skal ud og have 3 sejre, og det er det, vi går efter, så vi kommer til at spille til det sidste.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dominic, at one point this game was tied up at 3s in the third period. What was the key to pushing ahead?
Well, we tried to make it simple because I thought that we were pretty good in the offensive zone when we were strong in the puck, and we finally capitalized on some chances. So pretty happy with the win, and it's going to be a good signal for the pushing forward.
Ahead of this game, your coach said he really wanted the team to focus on creating traffic around the net. 7 goals against Denmark. How do you think your team successfully did that tonight?
I think we did, and especially two shots from our demons, and went in because of the traffic. So, when the games are pretty tight, those kind of things are crucial. So we're very happy that we finally had it, and I think we were pretty good around the net too. So it's good.
Lastly, congratulations are in order, not only on the win today, but on also becoming a new dad recently. What has that been like for you, balancing the responsibilities of being a new father and simultaneously playing in the World Championship?
It's been great. Definitely changed my life, and I'm always excited to get back, to my phone and see her. So I'm very happy that my wife, she's a rock star. She's handling it pretty well. So everything's been great, and we're winning. So couldn't be more happy. About the last one? Samozřejmě hrozně důležitý. Jsem rád, že doma to všechno zvládají. Já se vždycky těším po zápase, jak se na malou podívám, protože samozřejmě je to furt ještě čerstvý a jsem rád, to zvládají skvěle.
Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
Skip.